Well, the APP was meant to ameliorate all of the conflict issues, and as you can see, the issues are huge. They're right here in this room, and one of the things that we're not talking about, although I can just feel it, I guess I should say, I'm Kat Wahamaa. I live in Lake Errock. And actually, I've owned property there since 1992, when the gravel pit, I think, was just a pebble somewhere in somebody's. Is that there are other ramifications, although I think that they're very important in terms of the health and the safety to people, to habitat, to animals, etc. But the demoralization of a community, the decimation and utter destruction of an area will have huge impacts on everyone psychologically as well, not just physically, because it isn't a lifestyle, it's your life. It's not a lifestyle. It's not about, I don't like the look of the hole in the mountain. I don't know if I want to have a hole in my lungs. And I feel that had conflict resolution been at the very core of this pilot project, that real, transparent, meaningful community engagement would have been the process that incorporated all the stakeholders, which includes community members sitting at those tables and at those meetings. So I feel like from the very beginning, the process is quite flawed and really needs to go back to the beginning and start again, where all of the stakeholders are part of that process and include also things like the Ministry of the Environment, the Department of Fisheries and Oceans, etc., from those perspectives, but also the community perspectives that have been represented very well here about with people's concerns. I was very disappointed that the regional district did not notify the residents by mail. So how many of you heard about the meetings from your friends and neighbors? Can you raise your hands, please? Okay, how many people read the ad in the paper? That was, did anyone see that? What paper? What paper? I don't have a paper.
What's it at?
Here.
Straight.
Anyway.
Georgia Strait?
The Georgia Strait? Was it? So I really feel that if you're really wanting community engagement and having a respectful, open dialogue, then you have to communicate. And so that hasn't taken place here at this level. And you're just the messengers, unfortunately. I do feel for you. I also do commend Wendy for her her very hard work in making the community very aware. I have a couple of questions. The meetings have been going on since 2004. I believe the report was tabled in 2009. So my question is, why have we heard nothing about the recommendations in the intervening year? I would hazard a guess that it was just before an election. And perhaps votes might have been different in 2009 had we seen the results and the recommendations from the report. That's just, you know, it just could be me. I don't know. So I'd like to know why there was that big lag and gap, and why the community wasn't involved and notified of these recommendations, and these talks weren't happening last year. The report also talks about, well, conflict is one thing, and certainty for the aggregate industry. Well, I want certainty. I want certainty. These people want certainty for their health, their safety, and I think many of us are also concerned about our children and the children's children and the children's children. Gravel for 100 years, well, what about health, safety, and habitat, and water, and air for the next generation, and the next generation, and the next generation. I really, truly hope that some good will come from these public meetings. I hope, and I don't trust, but I hope. And I can guarantee you that there will be more conflict, and it will cause tremendous grief and anxiety all the way around for lots of people if their voices aren't heard and this isn't taken into account, because it's not a lifestyle, it's a life. Thank you.